Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10 Unedited Minutes with Marlena. We are streaming on TikTok Live today. If you want to hear the episode completely live, you can tune in on TikTok. Just go to my page and it should pop up. We are also recording for YouTube, and I am recording on my computer to post to push out to Apple Podcast and Spotify. So, welcome. This episode is brought to you by a very dear friend who chose to believe in me and sponsor me for 2 months, and she doesn't want the recognition. So, every morning I hop on this podcast and I think of her and how amazing she is. So, thank you again. I'm sure you're listening. So, today's podcast, I don't have anything, earth shattering to talk about. What I did yesterday was I worked in the morning a little bit, and then homeowner duties called. My bathtub has been backing up, and in true Marlena fashion, I think I screwed things up more. So I was showering the other day and the water was draining, but it was draining slow, your typical hair clog. So I didn't have any Drano, and I really didn't want to go out and spend the money on Drano. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to plunge it and see if I can't get the hair clog to get out of there. So I plunged this bathtub drain, and suddenly the water stops draining altogether. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? So I kept plunging, I couldn't get it to work. And it was like something hard was blocking it. And I don't know why I thought that. So I went, and went out to the Google Hardware Board of Advice, and I think, well, first what I thought was I just pushed the clog down further and made it worse. So I was like, okay, that's not a big deal. So then I went out and ended up getting some very high powered Drano, whatever, drain declogger, hair remover. And I bought one of them little plastic snakes that you can shove down there. And so when I got home, I thought I would use the plastic snake first just to see if I could get any of the hair out. And, the snake would go down. And then I had on the back of our bathtub is a metal plate. And I think it used to have one of those levers where you pick it up. And if you pick it up, it plugs the drain, and you push it down, it drains the water out. So based on my Google Hardware Board of Directors research, I think what happened is there's a weight in there, and when I plunged it, it pushed that weight down into my plumbing, and it should not have. So I think that's stuck in there, because when I put that little plastic snake in there, it would go down the drain and come right back up that hole on the back of my bathtub. And I'm like, shit, that's not good. So then I went and got a coat hanger and unbended that, and it said you can actually unclog your drain through that hole on the wall of your bathtub, because it's just an overflow, right? And it's just a spot where they would put that weighted drain plug. So I shoved a coat hanger down there, and it hit something, and I was able to put a little pressure on it, and the more pressure I put on it, the water started bubbling. And I thought, okay, well, the water was bubbling in the wrong direction, guys. It was backflowing into my bathtub, and I was like, what the hell is going on? So my husband was running the washing machine and the dishwasher, and water just started coming up like really fast in my bathtub, and I'm like, shit. So I told him, I said, turn off the washing machine, turn off the dishwasher. I said, fuck this. So I had to run to town for something, and so I poured that high power Drano down the drain, and I said a prayer, and I said, all right, guys, don't touch anything until I get home, and let's just see what this does. And trust me, I prayed. I even called my mom and told her to pray. And guess what? Prayers were answered. When I got home, the water was completely gone in my bathtub. And I thought, oh, okay. So I went in there and I, shoved a few more things down it, couldn't find it. I ran water, it drained it down. And then Sean turned the washing machine back on, and guess what? Water started backing up in my bathtub again. I'm like, okay. So I truly think that I pushed that drain stopper down further in the line, and we're screwed. So I called up a good friend who did some plumbing for me a couple years ago, and he's more than willing to come take a look, but we're a week out. So I said, the water's draining. The washing machine might just back up into my bathtub, but the water goes back down. So it's not like we don't have a shower. And this morning I was in there and I took a shower, and the water like collected in the bathtub, but then all of a sudden I heard this like big old gurgle and the water just drained. So I don't know, maybe God answered another prayer and took the obstruction out of my plumbing. I don't know, but yeah, so that's what I was doing yesterday. That's what's been on my mind all day, because if you know me, you know that when something is wrong, I have to fix it. I am a fixer. And if I can't fix it, I think about it until it's fixed. So this is going to be on my mind. And hopefully I can get through a week without, ripping my bathtub out to try to fix it. Because that is something I would probably do. But yeah. So moral of the story here, maybe you shouldn't plunge your bathtub drain when there's a hair clog. Just use the damn Drano, okay? Just use the damn Drano. Anyway, yesterday I also had the privilege of, we're switching gears here. Enough about my bathtub. I also had the privilege of joining my mom to attend the graduation. They don't call it a graduation ceremony, but I'm calling it the graduation ceremony. The graduation ceremony for my nephew for Vantage Career Center. And as you all know, I am a sub there. So it actually was really cool. I wasn't going to go because they don't really make a big deal out of it, which it is a big deal. They call it more of an awards ceremony. So they recognize the students who have received scholarships, placed in state competitions or regional competitions or even national competitions. And it was just really cool to see a lot of the students that, I crossed paths with this year and hopefully touched in some way. So it was neat. And my nephew appreciated me going. Why did I go instead of my dad? Because my dad's a farmer, and he decided yesterday, like every other farmer, it was a good day to plant. And he wanted to get his beans in the ground. And, my dad is a 78-year-old man who works like a 16-year-old man and spent 10 hours in the tractor and could barely move when he got in the house last night. And he was just whooped and done. I don't know why he pushes himself that hard during this planting season. I don't know why he does that. But it explains a lot of my tendencies as well. But that man just needs to slow down and take the help when he is offered. But that's my dad. Nothing is done right unless it's done yourself. And I can attest to that. Look at my bathtub. But anyway, so he was really tired, but it was really cool. And my nephew really appreciated it. And my mom and I got to spend a little time together driving in the rain and then grabbing a bite to eat on the way home. So it was just really cool. And what am I doing today? I have a few things on my to-do list to finish up from yesterday. I have to work a little bit for my Hook and Rise creative marketing company, finish up a business card for my daughter, and do a little cold calling for that. Like I said, I set a goal for myself to reach out to at least 5 companies a week to try to grab some business from there. And I also do some writing for our local online newspaper, the Bluffton Icon. Go online, check it out, blufftonicon.com or adaicon.com. And I have a few press releases I have to copy edit. It's been a few years since I've been in the newspaper industry, guys. I need to shake off my editorial cobwebs and my vocabulary cobwebs for the editorial industry and put that hat back on. And I'm really excited to do that. I am super excited because I don't know, I just have this love for journalism and think that it's super important, and good, honest, ethical journalism is rare these days. And if I can bring that back into the industry, then I would love to. So, my computer just darkened. I don't know why. So, our 10 minutes is up. I don't want to keep you guys much longer. I'm truly just rambling today, but hopefully it was a chance for you to get to know me a little bit better, and it makes you want to tune in tomorrow. So I love you. I love you all. Thank you all for believing in me, for tuning in, for liking this podcast, subscribing to this podcast, all of it. So I enjoy doing it. It's a nice little release for me, and it's a good way for me to start my day, get my creative juices flowing, and all that good stuff. So I love you. Pray for me. I will pray for you, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.